The flooding in Auckland has once again put the spotlight on the city's infrastructure, the ability of the wastewater services to get flood water away. Now, admittedly, the rain was very, very heavy, but Banu Prasad's property has been flooded 6 times since her daughter found a hole near a council stormwater drain in the backyard last November. 6 flooding events since last November. The house has flooded 3 times in the past 3 weeks, and Angela Prasad says it's all become too much, and her 80-year-old mother has found the situation so stressful she's been left with no alternative but to sell up and find another place to live.
Angela Prasad is wading through ankle-deep water in her mother's basement this morning. The dirt on the doors show the floodwaters reached about half a metre last night. It's the 3rd time the house has flooded in 3 weeks, and Angela and her 80-year-old mum, Banu Prasad, have had enough.
But actually she's now decided to sell this place. This has driven her to... So we're going to try and sell this house now. Yeah. It's too much now to cope for one person, and she does live here on her own. I think it is just too big of a burden now. Because my father passed away. If he was alive, it'd be different. And my sister passed away last year. She used to live with mum and look after mum, so she's gone. So it's too much for my family now.
Banu Prasad has lived in this 2-storey Remuera home since 1980. It's been flooded 6 times since Angela noticed a hole in the back garden last November. She's been calling the council ever since, but not much has been done.
So the public stormwater drain runs through the back of my mother's property. In fact, it runs through the back of everybody's property on the street. So it actually ends just on the corner of this garage, actually over here. And we think that is where the issue is. And that's what the council is going to investigate for me.
Angela says her elderly mother has spent thousands of dollars hiring her own drainage contractor to investigate the problem, and to hire industrial fans and a dehumidifier to dry out the basement.
I realise now that the basement, when it flooded 2 weeks ago, it was just stinky, the water, but actually that is coming from an overflow of the sewage manhole, which is just outside my mum's property. So that stink was that. So that is absolutely horrible to have to deal with when you're actually cleaning.
Council contractors finally visited last week and sandbagged around the hole at the back of Banu's garden.
So the water is coming out of that hole. So I don't know, I'm not an engineer, but I think there must be a break in the pipe.
Angela says her drainage contractor diverted the water into the public storm drain, and while most of that water is now discharging into a reserve behind the property, her mother's home is still flooding.
He is going to have to drill into the side of this concrete. He's going to have to cut a hole here. And then he's going to have to get a manual digger in to try and find out what's going on there.
The council came to look at the property this morning. An engineer, Ace Davet, says they plan to fix the stormwater pipe as soon as possible. Angela says she is relieved council is finally responding to the problem, but she can't continue waiting and hopes her private contractor will get the job done faster. She says she's already taken a week off work to clean up the mess.
I usually get it dried out after 5 days of sun, and then when it rains it gets wet again. So it's just a constant mopping up exercise at the moment.
She hopes the next time she's off it will be to prepare the house for sale. For Checkpoint, ko Jessie Chang Aho.